Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about everything there is in terms of professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring. We also talk about promotions from WWE, the AEW, the TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Stardom, the GCW, the NWA. If it makes major news inside the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show. So we have an awesome show for you today. But first and foremost, I gotta, just gotta ask each and every one of you guys. Hope you all are doing well. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Obviously, you can always hit up the chats. Tell me how you feel about absolutely anything. If you're dying to get anything off your chest tonight on a beautiful Monday night in Southern California, it's about 78 degrees. It's not bad. It's a nice little breeze. You know, weekends nowadays, I feel like, are kind of hard to come by. You know what I mean? I feel like in today's modern day, in terms of trying to establish yourself as a podcaster or an entertainer, or basically just anything. Like, sometimes you got to pay your dues. You don't really have a chance to enjoy the weekend because you're working. But when you get home, you embrace your family, and just lucky that you have financial stability, that's able to help your family throughout the thick and thin. So once again, hope you guys had a great weekend. So let's go ahead and dive on into some WWE, AEW wrestling, some good old fashioned wrestling content here on the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today. Lined up, we have our WWE Monday Night Raw. Then we have our SmackDown review, excuse me. And then we have our Monday Night Raw preview. Then we're going to talk about MVP, debut in AEW. What does it mean for his career? What does it mean for the Hurt Syndicate? And also, what does it mean for Bobby Lashley? But most importantly, what does it mean for Tony Khan's promotion? And then we're going to talk about our fourth segment. I watched the first episode of Mr. McMahon, jotted down a couple of notes about it. I wanted to talk and heavily discuss about it. So we're going to talk about that. Make sure, you get your comments and you get your, fingers tingled, ready to comment on that keyboard. If you're tuning in from your laptop or from your phone, you can, I see some people text like that. I don't know. It's crazy. Some people are down with the sickness, I guess, just kidding. No, but moving on. In our fifth and final segment, AEW star Orange Cassidy names the best wrestlers inside AEW, and with an interview he had. So we're going to discuss all the subject matter. But first and foremost, obviously, we want to remind you guys to hit up that super chat. Go ahead and send out if you have any question or a hot take in terms of professional wrestling. Do not be shy, and if you're dying to share something, get it off your chest. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the way, but we love hot takes as well. 1,010%. The show is all about keeping the conversation going, keeping it lively, making sure your voice is part of the mix. So don't be shy. Drop those thoughts inside that chat. And if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that super chat box? Just hit that $ below that chat box. Send in your message. It's guaranteed to be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to support the GSMC Sports Network, our channel. Your super chats helps us keep the lights on all these many podcasts that you guys love so dang much. Get all the content that you guys love so damn much. So first and foremost, we are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And once again, if the super chat is not your thing, go ahead and hit up that tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Don't forget the Superman punch, that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. But of course, criticism, feedback is a gift. Obviously, if you have anything to talk about, hit it up in the chat. Should be awesome. And, just further discussion, a lot of, audience engagement and activity is, it's good for a podcast, 1,010%. Other than that, I'm just up here rambling for like an hour. It's not that fun. You know what I mean? Unless you guys think I'm, good looking or that my forehead resembles a 5-head. Then we can all have fun on this podcast 1,010%. So let's go ahead and talk about some WWE Smackdown live from Oklahoma City. Randy Orton kicks off the Smackdown once again. No theme song from SmackDown, which kind of threw me off because I know it was made by Megan Thee Stallion and RM and BTS's RM. um, they wanted to rebrand SmackDown. They wanted to rebrand SmackDown. They had they still have the end credits, the Seinfeld ending. I respect that. Or Friends, which is kind of crazy, kind of off topic here. I saw, I think a preview of a Friends movie. I'm not sure if it's correct, but I think on HBO Max we're going to get, a Friends movie, which is actually kind of cool. But overall, WWE, you incorporate on the first episode of WWE Smackdown on the USA Network, you incorporated, a theme song. So I thought it was going to just be more like a repetitive nature. I thought they were going to commit to it. We, theme songs within the world wrestling, within the wrestling professional, you know, broadcast, I guess you can say, they've always had a theme song, and I remember, when I was growing up in 2009, when they had the Nickelback, and then SmackDown had Drowning Pool, and then you had the, Underground Union, I think it is. I'm not too sure. Then you had the Raw's War. Then SmackDown had that original, like just some guy rambling into the microphone with the, like, like you're like, oh my God, it's time for SmackDown. It's time to get down. But, theme songs within WWE right now, it's kind of dead, and I don't want to sound, cynical at all because I, respect all the musical talents that a lot of these recording artists do. They have like, for example, like Megan Thee Stallion, RM from BTS, which are, they're all, respectable. They're awesome. They're cool. But, overall, I kind of would have loved a little bit of more of a commitment, especially with SmackDown heading toward 3 hours on the USA Network. With them heading toward 3 hours, you're gonna have to develop a lot more, bits and entertainment and promos and matches and rivalries. And, with them not being able to commit to just a simple theme song, maybe, as a wrestling fan, I could be, over the top, which is 1,010% could be happening. That's the beauty of professional wrestling. That's the beauty of entertainment. But overall, I was kind of disappointed not to see that theme song. I got to be honest, like, and not that I'm like in love with it, but I don't know. I just thought, with this, I felt like under the Triple H Paul Levesque era, WWE wanted to kind of bring back this whole theme song thing. So, like I said, the end credit scene was there as well, but yeah, it wasn't the same. First and foremost, you had Randy Orton come out. He said he missed being in the SmackDown ring. Obviously, he had to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. I get why Orton went over there, but at the same time, it feels like WWE, especially with this new deal with Netflix and, with the CW owning WWE NXT, I feel like it kind of hurts the WWE to kind of have a brand split. And, I know there's so many different superstars. There's so many different superstars, but then again, there isn't. Like, you know what I mean? You have, an array of superstars, but then again, you have your like top three, maybe even top four people who can actually, contend for the Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, the WWE Championship, the World Heavyweight, and then the women's. You have the WWE Women's Championship, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Because on Raw right now, basically, you just have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. That's honestly all you have. Now on SmackDown, you have Nia Jax, Bayley, you have Tiffany Stratton, kind of in the winks, but then again, like you really don't have anybody, and that hurts a wrestling industry. Definitely 1,010%. I feel like NXT kills it inside the women's division. I feel like that's the reason why they got this main television contract with, a program like the, television program like the CW and AEW. I feel like it's kind of closer than Raw and SmackDown, but then again, they do have a lot more outs. They have a partnership with the CMLL, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Stardom. They also have a, Ring of Honor. So, you're going to have a lot of talent kind of flirting in and out of what exactly is going to be the women's division. But overall, I know it's kind of crazy how nowadays within your contemporary wrestling, there's only like two or three guys that could hold the strap. As back in the day, especially after watching the Vince McMahon era, back in the 80s, you had like Ric Flair. Obviously, he wasn't part of WWE at the moment, but like people like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Ricky the Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Hulk Hogan, Yokozuna. You also have Andre the Giant in earlier years. Like you had so many guys who could take the strap, who could be able to win that WWE champion, well, slash WWF championship. But now it's just to the point where the more you minimalize the potential candidates for a potential champion, the more predictive it becomes. And as of right now, I feel like SmackDown, if you want to move to a 3 hour show, kind of have to be a little bit more versatile and unpredictable. But that's just my opinion, 1,010%. If you disagree or you agree, hit it up in the chat. Tell me what's up. Orton as a babyface, I gotta be honest, it's sweet. I love it. I love Randy Orton as a babyface, 1,010%. He's so over with the crowd. Um, could this be Randy's way of, kind of baiting us in the WWE universe to make, the ultimate betrayal seem that much sweeter from the Apex Predator? I feel like that could happen 1,010% of the way. Randy Orton has had a reputation of, kind of being that guy to, kind of, attack people from behind, not being able to, commit to a partnership, a tag team. I was kind of surprised when he had that run with Matt Riddle during the YK Brew. Like, I thought that overall, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great tag team. I thought it was a decent booking. Both superstars polar opposites, 1,010%. But just kind of seeing them in this position, I love it. But then again, it's a little sus. I still see it as a little sus. Kevin Owens came out. Obviously, him and Randy Orton shared the same opinion that they do not agree with how Cody Rhodes is so willing to team up with the ex-tribal chief Roman Reigns because of what Roman has done to Randy Orton in the past, what he's done to Kevin Owens, screwing him over for titles, costing him almost his career by beating him down. So, kind of crazy. At the end, you kind of saw mutual respect, between Randy Orton and, Cody Rhodes. Solo Sikoa, of course, has to cut off KO when he was about to speak, something that the WWE Smackdown universe wants to hear. And he said, Oklahoma City, acknowledge me. Like it's just not the same. Not the same. I mean, he tried driving a wedge between Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes, which kind of came in fruition at the end of the night, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. He said ultimately they let you down. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, together you three can't take down the Bloodline. So it's kind of crazy how Cody Rhodes has to team up with the member of the former Bloodline to finally take down the family. So, him kind of, pointing fingers. And then at the end of the promo, you saw Kevin Owens a little passive aggressive, a little disrespectful because Cody Rhodes wanted to make it a 6-man tag team match. But Kevin Owens was like, you know what? You have your match against the Bloodline at Bad Blood. Me and Randy are basically going to take the reins here. So I thought that was pretty crazy. Next, we have a Nia Jax promo. We have her blaming basically Tiffany Stratton for all the crazy stuff that's happened, especially what happened last week with Naomi and Bayley. Uncovered Tiffany Stratton was out. They both covered her 1, 2, 3. And she has that tribal chief mentality, and that's something that you have to respect about Nia Jax. She was so willing. She was so she was kind of like that mean, the bully, that antagonistic, that manipulative kind of leader of, the tag team she has with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton obviously at this point feels betrayed. She's going to cash in. She's going to cash in on Nia Jax 1,010%. Nia Jax grabbed her by the throat, and it was a little uncomfortable even for me. I was like, damn, Tiffany, you come into the WWE, having this background of being on center stage from the U.S. Olympic team, in gymnastics and stuff like that. Obviously, I can correlate to what's happening with Kaylani Jordan in WWE NXT, the success she has had as the WWE Women's North American Championship. I feel like Tiffany Stratton is one more step, one more broken straw. She's on her last straw with Nia Jax, and right now it kind of feels like poetic justice. Maybe they're kind of hindering at this to kind of have Tiffany Stratton as a baby face, but I like her as a heel. I do, so I can't really, dispute that fact, or I can't really, sit up here and tell you to be like, oh, Tiffany Stratton should be a baby face. He should be a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, but because I can see her potential from both sides. From a baby face, she could rock the baby face. As a heel, she could rock the heel as well. So it's not like there's, much discrepancy between the perspective, between the discourse in terms of where Tiffany Stratton's career should be headed. But overall, I love the promo. I thought it was great to kind of drive, fans away from Nia Jax because they love Nia Jax. They do. They love that she won the WWE Women's World Championship. They were cheering for her. Obviously, a member of a prestigious Anoa'i Fatu. Also, Maya Vea family. So, she's wrestling, and I feel like she deserves a long reign. But I don't know. Should be kind of crazy. It should be kind of crazy. Bayley defeats Naomi. Charles Robinson, first and foremost, I got to be honest, looks the same. I love seeing him going out there as a referee. I love seeing Charles Robinson. Um, I love the Uno inspired outfit that Naomi did have. So what's next for Naomi? Naomi, I ultimately feel like I don't really see a heel turn in her future. Possibly she could be a reason of why Nia Jax defeats Bayley at Bad Blood, kind of having that, kind of having that jealousy. But a match was made. There was a confrontation between Tiffany Stratton, Mrs. Money in the Bank, and Naomi, um, that kind of ensured me that I don't think Naomi's going to turn heel in her career, especially at the end of her career. So I get it. Now she's going to take her frustrations out on Tiffany Stratton. Should be pretty crazy. Then we saw a promo with Andrade telling the LA Knight in the back, obviously the WWE United States Champion, saying that he lost respect for LA Knight because where we come from, we shake hands as men. So then we got round 6 with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Hayes picked up the victory, but he busted his bottom lip. The LA Knight, keeping his receipts, tried to attack Carmelo Hayes after, he attacked him in the back. Carmelo Hayes, with the roll up for the win, Andrade confronting the LA Knight at the end of the match. And LA Knight, he was willing to shake Andrade's hand. Andrade was clearly frustrated, rolled out of the ring, and was like, you know what, dude? Another time. So now we have what is it? 3-3. 3-3. Yeah, we have 3-3. Best of 7. This match needs to happen at Bad Blood, but will it happen? Not too sure, which kind of sucks as a WWE fan because I think that'd be awesome. Next, we have Randy Orton being the peacemaker in a promo backstage with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens is clearly frustrated with the choice that Cody Rhodes has made. Randy Orton, you never really kind of see him as a peacemaker. You kind of see him as, kind of like kind of shaking the barrel of all, kind of being in trouble. Obviously he's a snake. He's an apex predator. Once again, seeing Randy Orton as a baby face. Next, we see an AJ Styles promo saying he's going to return next week in Nashville, Tennessee, which is kind of cool. Michin defeated Piper Niven. And then we also had the announcement of a dumpster match between between Michin and Chelsea Green next week on WWE Smackdown. And then we're going to have an announcement with, we have the triple threat tag team ladder match, DIY, the Street Profits against the Bloodline. 2 amazing tag teams who can develop chemistry. I felt like this was WWE's version of trying to recreate, the tag team division of WWE, this Edge and Christian, Matt Hardy, Dudley Boys kind of feel, because I feel like these are the 3 tag teams that are probably going to usher in this new era of WWE. So ultimately, I feel like it was kind of well placed, I want to see Tongaloa do better. I love Montez Ford. I love Angelo Dawkins. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I love Johnny Gargano. I love Tamatanga. The only thing that's kind of, stopping me from believing in these 6 men can recreate what the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys did back, back before the Ruthless Aggression era, late Attitude era, to kind of help put tag team wrestling over the edge on WWE SmackDown. Because right now, the SmackDown and even on Raw, the tag team division is. Do we really have to put 2 singles wrestlers together to constantly have really good bookings for WWE tag team matchups in the division? I don't like seeing that. I think it's kind of stupid. So, I kind of I want to see how this ladder match. I want to see this ladder match being the main event. I want to see this match last longer than like 30 minutes. I feel like it's going to be awesome. Lastly, we have Kevin Owens, Randy Orton taking on Solo and Fatu. Jacob Fatu once again, looks indestructible. Cody Rhodes was thrown into the official kind of, dramatic. Cody Rhodes' help was obviously a misfortune. Kevin Owens was pissed off. He pushed Cody Rhodes. And, at the end, it was kind of nice. Like I said, you had the Seinfeld ending, but then you had, the handshake at the end of the episode, which, I felt like was, it's good. I feel like, kind of still having that open ended of, is Kevin going to return? Nowadays in wrestling media, there's a lot of shows that's like, hey, maybe Cody could turn here. Like, we're not too sure. Maybe Randy Orton stuff. All these three guys have these storylines that, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better and better the more they distrust each other. So I'm for it. I can't wait to see what happens next week on SmackDown. Obviously, the go home show before Bad Blood. So it should be awesome. All right, guys. So, hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our WWE Monday Night Raw preview. What's happening right now on the USA Network, the final show, the final 3 hour show before before it moves to 2 hours. So, this has to be a good one. This is also the go home show before Bad Blood. Can't wait to see what it entails. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of storylines probably come in fruition, especially with the future of, Monday Night Raw within the next 3 to 4 months. So, can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait to share it with you guys. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about like 20 seconds.